So now it is time for the co-main event, people. And yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's an interesting one, right? We have got Norma Dumont against Joselyne Edwards. And yes, on paper, you might think, oh, I know who's going to win that. But let's break it down. All right, so Joselyne La Palantera Edwards, she's 30, 5'8", 70-inch reach. Overall 17-6, right? She fights out of Kings. She is 8-4 in the UFC on a 4-fight win streak. Okay, so now she made her debut all the way in January 2021. Right after stopping Pamela Gonzalez. That was her fight before the UFC. So she gets the UFC, wins a unanimous decision, loses a unanimous decision to Carl Rosa next, and then to Jessica Rose Clark. And we're just like, what's going on here? But came back, looked really good against Ramana Pascal, right? Then she beat Ji Yong Kim. Did miss weight for the next one. Another split over Lucy Moldova, right? So then she lost a couple, right? Nora Carolina and Aline Perez, both decisions. And Edwards had kind of hit that thing of just not doing enough in fights, which is really weird because she's got all the skill set to be impressive. Right, so next fight she wins, rear naked choke. She did miss weight again, so there has been the weight issue, right? But then stops Chelsea Chandler. She stops Priscilla Casaera. And then she stopped Nora Carolina, second round rear naked. So in the rematch, she got it back and she looked a lot better, right? Looked a lot better. But it was that weird one where I think in the first round, you were just like, oh, she seems a bit tentative, right? What's going on? But then in the second, she just put it together, right? And I think that's the thing. We're seeing Edwards put it together more now. But even because in the past, right, she might start slowly, might start tentatively, and not be able to shift gears. But we are now watching her. And there have been times in this current streak where she hasn't necessarily started that well. Things have been a little bit shaky, right? We've seen that. But the difference is now we've seen her be able to shift gears, be able to step it up, be able to do what is needed to get the win. Which is a huge one, right? It's a huge one. So we are definitely seeing a new, improved Joselyne Edwards. And that's what makes this fight intriguing because, yes, if this was the old Joselyne, like you would say clearly Norma's going to wipe the floor with her. But with this new look, who knows, right? Who knows? Well, I think Norma has something to say, right? Norma Dumont, aka Big Norm, right? She's 35, 5'7", 67-inch reach. 13-2 overall. Woo! Right? She's basically just fought in the UFC. That's where we've seen her grow and evolve. She's 9-2 in the promotion. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she made her debut all the way back February, 29th of February 2020. And it's crazy because she lost to Megan Anderson. And Megan was okay, right? She had some wins, but when she reached that upper echelon, Megan just, yeah, didn't have it, right? But I do think this Dumont would beat that Megan, right? So she lost, got knocked out in her debut, comes back, beats Ashley Evans Smith. She did miss weight, right? Miss weight for her next win, a split over Felice Spencer. But gets it together with Aspen Ladd, misses again, and loses a split decision to Macy Chiasson, right? Which again, this Dumont would easily beat Macy. But ever since that one, she kind of turned it around, sorted all her shit out, and we see her beat Danielle Wolf, Carol Rosa, Chelsea Chandler, Jermaine Durandame, Irene Aldana, right? Gets a split over Caitlin Vieira, which I think was a clear win for Dumont. And that then takes her to this fight. Now, the one thing that has been missing in these performances are finishes, right? And, you know, they've been unanimous decisions. A lot of these fights have been one-way traffic, right? Clear wins for Dumont. And that's the thing, right? You kind of think we need a definitive victory, right? When you are clearly winning a fight, you just need to kind of up the tempo. Now, you might not have knockout power, but if you can take someone down, control them on the ground, then just rain down shots, right? Rain down ground and pounds until the ref pulls you off. Like, you need something. And I think that's been the big thing, because you do feel Dumont is, you know what I mean, she's next for a title shot. But I think it's just the lack of finishes, the lack of emphasis on that exclamation mark has hurt her. All right, but you know, she controls girls, right? She will use her wrestling, her striking, just all her tools to dominate. And I think the thing being, if you give Dumont that early start, it's going to be difficult to try and claw anything back. Because once she starts, it's like trying to push a boulder back up a hill, right? Once it's got momentum, trying to stop it and push it back up the hill, that is Norma Dumont, you know what I mean? And because Joselyne can start slowly, I think that's going to be the issue here. I think Joselyne will start slowly. Norma will take center, will implement her game, and then she's just going to have control. And the time Joselyne kind of looks to shift gears, Norma is going to be so far entrenched, it's going to be impossible. So I think, you know what I mean? Look, I think Joselyne could win this fight for sure. But she will start slowly. She always does. You know what I mean? And that's her problem at times. Now, as I said, in the past, she hasn't been able to shift gears, but we've seen her be able to do that, which is great. But you then also need to get the ability to start, right? Not start slowly, just start. And that's the thing, shaking down at the back, warming up at the back. So once you step into the octagon, you are ready. You've essentially had a first round. So now in the octagon, it is the second, third, and fourth round, right? And that's what needs to happen. But I don't think it will, right? So yeah, I think Norma Dumont will get the win. But the question is how? How will she win? Because she needs a statement here. Now, Joselyne is tough, so it's hard to be like, yeah, it's going to be a first round finish. Oh, it's going to be a this finish. But that's what Dumont wants, right? She wants to get a finish of some kind. I do think if she gets a finish, we're going to see it probably around round 3, 4, maybe in the 5th. You know what I mean? It's going to be a later stage situation. But yes, I think Norma gets the win. But yeah, it's just a matter of when and how. But this fight is definitely a nice, tasty bout to take us into that headline battle, that headline war. And I cannot wait, people. So let's go.